So here I am back with another Desert Island Discs for you. Another look at a shelf. Have a look what's on it. Find out my favourite film amongst that group of films. So let's do it. So welcome back to the channel, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Desert Island Discs. Now if you're new to this, I will explain again. My inspiration for doing this is the fact that I've never done a top 10 or top 20 favourite films, or even a top 5. However, I always cite Jaws as one of my favourite films of all time. Nay, the favourite. It's probably an easy option. But anyway, so that got me thinking, shall I do a top 10? What shall I do? How shall I do it? Then I thought, do you know what, why don't I go through each shelf one at a time, have a look at what's on that shelf and tell you what one film would go with me if I ended up on a desert island. Nay, if I knew in advance that I was going to end up on a desert island, I would take these films with me. Why would I take films with me if I was going to end up on a desert island? Why would I even know I was going to end up on a desert island to then know that I'm going to want to take films with me? Why would you put yourself in that situation? Anyway, the logic, it just doesn't make sense. And neither does this, doing this. Because there's a certain... what's the word? What's the best word I can use? Doing this isn't really a true reflection of my favourite films. Because I could pick a film on this shelf, but then there could be far more films that I let go on shelves further down that I prefer to the film that I've picked on this shelf. But stay with me here. But yeah, I just thought it'd be fun to have a look at what's on the shelf and pick what would be my favourite one to go with me if I had to pick one film from that lot of films there. Now today I am going to drop down to a shelf that contains all C's. The shelf is doubled up. So it's essentially two shelves, but there ain't a shelf separating them. So I'm only going to do one layer, and then next time I'll do the other layer. I'll do it like that. Not only because it's quicker and easier, also it stretches it out a bit more, so I can go longer with this series. Is that right? Is that wrong? I don't know. It's not for me to decide, but this is the way I've chosen to do it. That's my decision. So anyway, yeah, let's take a look at what is on this shelf and see what we'd pick. So let's freehand the camera like I do and take a gander at the films that we're going to pick from. Now, where we're venturing is down here to the C's. Now, my Superman's out because I've literally just filmed my Superman 2 review that you may have seen, Superman the Donner Cup 4K. So I'm going to take a look at this shelf just here that we're scanning along. I've got some Alien vs Predator and Alien figures here. Look, there's a Alien vs Predator Requiem figure, Alien Resurrection, the thingy alien, newborn, and an alien in sort of Predator heat mode, and thermal vision, and an invisible Predator there, and a Punisher mouse mat. So let's move this stuff out of the way and let's take a look what we have on this shelf here and what we're going to choose from. So let's take a look. So first off, we have here, what film do we have here? Don't Breathe. I didn't mind the sequel either. Then we have a box set containing Class of 94, Class of 1999 and Class of 1999 too. Let's see if we can get a bit more illumination down here, shall we? Whoa. That should do the job. Get that light on there. There we go, that's probably a bit better. Then we have Cabin Fever, which is sealed, £2. Christine, from John Carpenter. Stephen King. Cube, still sealed. Clash of the Titans. I do have Wrath of the Titans somewhere. Catch Me If You Can, £6 that one. Cop Out with Bruce Willis. Not a particularly good film. You'd be surprised if I pulled that one, wouldn't you? Casino. De Niro. Sharon Stone. Joe Pesci. Crawl Space. Castaway. Another Tom Hanks. Captivity. Desert Island. There we go. That's the one to take. Captivity there. Elisha Cuthbert. Jack Bauer's daughter. The Courier. That's pretty damn good. Crimson Tide. Great film. Cruel Intentions. With Sarah Michelle Gellar. City of Angels. Nick Cage and Meg Ryan. If anyone can, the Candyman can, because he mixes it with love and makes the world go round. The Cellar. Another Elisha Cuthbert. Wow, 2 Elisha Cuthbert films within a few of one another. Cuban Fury. I got that for £1. Captain Phillips. Is that the 3rd Tom Hanks film on this shelf? I believe it is. The Core. Aaron Eckhart. Let's go down to the middle of the planet and restart it. The Courier. I wouldn't mind a sequel to that. It wasn't bad. Crank. And Crank 2. And then we have Crawl. I also have a 4K of Crawl somewhere. So that light isn't doing me justice. Then we have Con Air. Copland with Sylvester Stallone. Congo. 10 Cloverfield Lane. Still sealed. And the Cloverfield Paradox. I don't have the first Cloverfield film because it gives me motion sickness. Charlie's Angel double pack, 1 and 2. And the remake of Charlie's Angels. Chloe. Cliffhanger with Stallone. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I do have a 4K of that. Cinderella in 4K. Why is that here? That should be in the 4K section. Let's take it out because that will move to the 4K section. The Cleaner. I don't know. Capone. Cowboys vs. Aliens. Calvary. Brendan Gleeson. Career opportunities. All I can say to you is go and YouTube, Jennifer Connelly riding horse or Jennifer Connelly roller skates, and you will see the best parts of that film. Seriously, it's worth it. Collateral. Cop Car. Contraband. Marky Mark. Colombiana. Christopher Robin. Hayley Atwell there. I do like Hayley Atwell. Cold Light of Day. The Cable Guy, Jim Carrey. And last but not least, and why don't I have the lenticular slip? I don't know. The Crazies, Timothy Olyphant. So there you go. There's your choices, including Cinderella, that I took out. So I'm going to go and sit back down. You think about what you would pick there and let me know down below. What would be your pick to join you on a desert island? And I'll tell you mine. Okay, so have you picked? Let me know down below. So I've picked mine. I've picked one. I've not even picked a runner-up. There's some good films on that shelf. Casino, Catch Me If You Can, Castaway, which would be the perfect. You know, could I use that as a survival video? I don't know. But anyway, I've picked one movie. Can you guess what that movie is? Now, this is a film that came out in 1997. It's a film that I saw at the cinema 3 or 4 times. It's a film that I saw at the cinema on the same day as seeing The Fifth Element. Up in London's West End, me and a mate, we went for a double film day out. We saw this film first, and we went into The Fifth Element second. Only this film here blew me away. I was so excited. Adrenaline was pumping when I came out of this film. And when I went in to see The Fifth Element, I hated on The Fifth Element. I didn't like The Fifth Element. Sometimes it's not good to see 2 films in one day. I've only ever done it twice in my life. The other time was Bumblebee and Into the Spider-Verse on the same day with one of my sons, and I enjoyed both of them. But anyway, I digress. This film here, yes, so it made me hate on The Fifth Element for quite a while, because The Fifth Element in comparison seemed extremely boring. I wish I'd watched them the other way around. I may have got more out of them. But I did go back to liking The Fifth Element. Can you guess what this film is? The film stars Nicolas Cage. Does that help you? It's a Nicolas Cage movie. I believe you might, if you recall, there might have only been 2 on that shelf. 2 Cage movies. Anyway, the movie itself was Con Air. Yes. Nicolas Cage, John Cusack, John Malkovich. Now, this is a film that I adore. Why ain't got a 4K? Disney, I know why. It's a great film. I've actually got 2 different versions of the DVD in there as well. Because my DVDs, where I got rid of the cases, I just put them into the Blu-ray discs now, and just they float around in there with the Blu-ray. So there's a film that, yes, it was highly quotable. It had a fantastic cast, you know, John Malkovich, John Cusack, Ving Rhames, Danny Trejo, Colm Meaney, obviously Nicolas Cage. A great soundtrack, which I have on CD somewhere, and I used to listen to it all the time. Super exciting, adrenaline-pumped action movie. It came a year after The Rock. So this was when Nicolas Cage had stepped into doing action. And wow, The Rock and this, and then he followed up with Face Off. So yeah, that would be my movie. That would be the movie off of this shelf. As soon as I saw it, I knew that there's no other film on that shelf that I would rather take with me than Con Air. To this day, I adore this film. I love this film. It looks lovely. It's just so visceral in its action and what it does, and you know, yes. So that would be my choice. Now, here's what I'm saying about the chair just like, oh blimey, I don't know what happened there. Could have broken. You could have seen me falling on the floor, and I could have been sending this off to, I don't know, one of them silly shows where you used to send funny clips. Anyway, this is what I'm saying about this series, in that it is flawed, right? Because now, The Rock as a Nicolas Cage film, I think The Rock is I'm not going to say it is probably a far better film than this. The Rock is a better film. Out of the 2 of them, I'd say The Rock is better than this. So if I had those 2 and you said, which one do you want to take with you? It'd be a hard decision, but I'd probably go with The Rock. That being said, when I get to the R shelf, am I going to pull The Rock? Possibly not, because there might be something under R which I much prefer to The Rock than The Rock. Do you see what I'm saying? So it is flawed in that case. So a film like Con Air would come with me instead of The Rock, because that's just the way I'm doing the video. What I might do is at the end, when I've done every shelf in the room, and that will take a lot of time, that'll take over a year at the rate I'm going, every two weeks. It'll probably take me a year to do. I'll then gather up all those films that I've picked through the course of this series, and I will whittle them down, see what we're left with, and see if we can come up with some of my favourite films from there, and then verse it against my actual favourite films. That gives me some time to reflect on what I've pulled, reflect on, I wish this had come out, but it couldn't because of the way I'm doing it. So the rules are up and down in the air in that sense. So there we go, Con Air. I'd like to see what you pick down below. If you enjoyed that, please come and join the channel. Hit the subscribe button. Thumbs up, that helps share the content. Sharing it helps share it. Christ. Thumbs up lets the algorithm know that you enjoyed it. I don't care about that stuff. This is AJ. Thank you for watching. And I shall see you all. Well, I'll see you before 2 weeks. But in 2 weeks, I'll be back with another episode of this, where we shall go through that next shelf. Yeah, we'll do that. Take care.